Hello, hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk about things life, love, spirituality, love attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. It is Sunday morning as I am filming this, and this will not burn. There we go, a little bit more. It's probably because my air is blowing right over top of me. Here we go. Who doesn't love a good fire? I'm obsessed with fireplaces. I love them. Okay, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and widest light messages to come through. Bless me, bless my cards, bless my beautiful viewers. I'm feeling full of energy today. I felt guided before the reading started to use my money deck. I felt like somebody needed some messages about money. So we have Ask Me for More. So money, these are messages from money specifically. Money is trying to talk to you and tell you what it wants you to do. And I always say money is like our best friend. We have to make it like a relationship. So if you struggle in your life with asking for your needs to be met, asking certain people, your mom, your dad, your siblings, your in-laws, your grandparents, if you're not speaking up and saying, hey, I need help with my kids, I need a babysitter, or I need somebody just to do the laundry for me for a week so that I don't have to do it. I coach a lot of women who are exhausted with doing the same thing over and over and over again, and they just need a break, but they're not willing to ask for it. And this is directly tied with money, because if we don't feel joyful and if we don't feel rested and if we don't feel good in our body, we're not on the same frequency as love, and love is the same frequency as money. So if you want a shit ton of money, you want to be asking for your needs, meeting your needs, and not feeling shame or guilt about it, because that means that you would feel shame and guilt about receiving money, and that could be your money block. So first message, your money block could be the fact that you're not willing to receive in other areas of your life, because it's all connected. In so many of my videos, I've talked about the wheel of life, and each area of the wheel is connected to your wealth, your health, your success, your relationships. And if one thing's out of alignment, the whole thing doesn't turn. The wheel does not turn, and then we suffer and we get kind of stay looping. We're never stuck because energy is always moving, but we can be looping. Okay, we have Angel Wisdom Tarot. I just felt guided. I just grabbed it out of nowhere. So we're going to do this. I'm still accepting clients in Inner Alchemy. It's my one-to-one coaching program for 6 weeks. We do daily texts and memos. I am coaching this wonderful girl, and she texted me this morning, or the other morning, and she actually texted me this morning too, but she texted me the other morning, and she had just gone through like a deep healing around her in-laws and them kind of like entering, I don't know what I was just going to say, either entering or allowing themselves. They just like let themselves into her house one day and was kind of like just coming at her in a certain way, kind of telling her what to do. And I was like, this is symbolic of somebody doing that to you when you were little. Where did you not have privacy? Where were your boundaries crossed? I was like, this is coming up because you're working on this with me in the 6-week program, and we have to address it. So she sent them a text, expressed her needs, and said, hey, I really value my privacy. I would really appreciate if you text me the next time you plan on coming to my house. And then the next day she had a flight, and it was a really early morning flight. And she's like, oh, I really wish I didn't have an early morning flight. I got to get my kids up. She's like, I'd much rather have an evening flight. She manifested it so fast. She woke up in the middle of the night and she got an email saying that her flight was canceled, and they rebooked her flight for her. And guess what? It was in the evening. So I see it as all connected. The minute we do the work and we speak our truth, like if she did not text her in-laws, I believe that manifestation wouldn't have happened. I think it's because the universe saw her finally standing up for herself, and she was in love with herself. And now that sent a ripple into the universe to say, hey, this is the timeline that I'm choosing. I'm choosing a timeline where everything works out for me. Everything is easy and nobody's going to walk all over me. And that's when manifestations drop in. She becomes an instant manifester in that case. So that's the work we do in this program, is we look at your reality and we look at what is life bringing you. Life is always bringing you the people, places, and experiences that are showing you where you're not free. And then we have to take action in the moment. That's the inspired action to create a different loop, right? We have to break the old pattern and create a new timeline. And then all of a sudden the manifestation can drop in. All right, I felt guided to do this. Haven't done this in a while. Don't know why I'm doing it. And I just heard 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Okay, thank you, Spirit. Oh my gosh, you guys, we got the 1111 card, the marriage card, celebration. Somebody is going to be coming into union this week. People are going to be coming back together. So much to celebrate. Send gratitude to the divine and the angels for the peace and prosperity coming to you. Peace and contentment in your personal life. Look at this beautiful couple. Look at the farmhouse. I love this card. I love all the flowers. I was just talking to one of my other clients today about how I want like an outdoor wedding when I get married. And it's going to be so pretty. It's going to be small, not a lot of people, but it's just going to be so beautiful. Then we have the 5 of Wands, the 5 of Fire. Conflicts with others caused by opposing opinions, kind of like my client. Walk away from the drama unless the situation is really worth your time. Then stand up for yourself. Very ambitious people. Talk about spot on, you guys. This is exactly what she had to do. The mirrors, there's a ton of mirrors in this photo. The mirrors were showing her what she had experienced in childhood, what was still inside of her that was repeating on a loop. People were thinking that they could just take advantage of her. So she had to stand in her power and speak up for herself. And because she did that, she's able to celebrate now. She's able to have the life of her dreams because she's no longer looping over here in a pattern and not progressing in her life. Spirit just said that we get stuck looping when we're not willing to change. They just said when we get comfortable with being comfortable. We want to feel discomfort, just like in the gym. Your body, your muscles have to tear down to rebuild stronger. Same thing with your emotional body. Your emotional body has to be tested. It's got to be tried. Like her emotional body was tested when her in-laws just like abruptly entered her house and came at her. She had to like stand in her power. She wasn't strong enough in the moment, but she's learning now that that was a weakness for her. And now she can stand in her power and say, no more. You know, when I was a kid, this happened to me and I'm not allowing it now. So that is the 5 of Wands energy. And now we have the 9 of Swords. Unfounded fear, experiencing the worst, thus creating self-fulfilling prophecies. Allowing worry to grow out of proportion to the situation, sleepless nights, refocus your thoughts. So this is somebody creating their own chaos. You're staying looping. You're not actually doing the emotional workout. We need to be doing the workout to strengthen our resolve. We have to be willing to do the hard thing, to say the hard thing, to not let somebody walk all over us. And that is not easy, you guys. It is so hard to be different and to do something different. But it's possible. Okay, we have Micah Magic now. Destiny has a plan for you. Let go of the need to know. So if you're curious about what's next for you, just let go and say, I don't need to know. We're going to meditate, 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 meditate. When I made that card, I don't know why I wrote it 3 times. It's kind of like my channeling. Sometimes when I channel, I repeat things. And I think that's symbolic of the angels when they do speak through people. Like if you watch other channelers, sometimes they are very repetitive. So I look back and I'm like, wow, I can't believe I channeled all these messages. They kind of just came through me. Make the change, you will feel amazing. That's you speaking up for yourself and not looping in the fear. Manifest more for yourself. So destiny has a plan. Meditate, make the change, manifest more. Heal yourself and you help others heal. And I just heard when you set boundaries like that and other people see you being different, they're like, wow, she's not staying the same. That's one of my favorite things about personal growth and manifestation, that when other people see you being different, it gives them permission to do the same thing. And then they look up to you and they're like, wow, she's not staying the same in her life, or he. This is so funny. Look what both just came out. 2 of the exact same cards. Change is here. 555. Good change is coming. So it's almost like Spirit was saying change is coming, but it gave us the 555 card because it wants to remind you that it's good change that's coming. It's not negative. It's because you stood up for yourself and you're manifesting more. The universe adores you. You're so loved. We're going to do tree magic next. I just heard. You are the magician. Cleanse your energy. I posted a reel on my Instagram the other day about cleansing my nieces after school. It is, you guys, it is so wild how my niece Molly, she's 9 now, and she gets off the bus and you can just see the exhaustion on her face from all the different energies of the kids using her brain all day long, being forced to sit in a chair for however many hours. And then as soon as she gets in my car, we drive to my house, we walk in and we do our quick little cleansing routine with my Palo Santo. We blare some music, we jump up and down, we shake it all out. And it is night and day, the energy shift. Like on the drive home, she literally is like falling asleep in the car. And then as soon as I get the Palo Santo around her, her eyes just widen. And it's literally like a cloud is lifting from her field. And she's like, has all this energy again. And then she starts asking me how my day was. And then she's like, Shushi, did you hear what happened? Or I heard this happened at school today. What do you think of this? And she just starts telling me everything about her day. Where normally, if I don't cleanse my nieces, they don't tell me about their day. They're quiet. They're just wanting sugar when they get home from school. I noticed that when I cleanse them, they like Molly actually asked for like a meal. She actually asked for like chicken and vegetables or rice or potatoes, or they want to make celery juice. They always go into my fridge and grab my celery. They love making that. And they love making this apple cider vinegar drink that I always make. It's cinnamon, apple cider vinegar, water, a little bit of stevia to sweeten it. I think that's it. We do water, ice, ACV, 2 dashes of cinnamon, 1 squirt of stevia, liquid stevia, alcohol free. Oh, and lemon. And we squeeze lemon, and then they love to suck on the lemons. And then we put one on like the edge of the mason jar and they drink it with a straw. So it looks like an iced tea cocktail. They love that drink. But anyway, cleanse your energy. It is wild how much it can shift you in 5 minutes. We have 6 of cups. This is someone coming back from the past, revisiting old memories. I just heard revision. So somebody out there, I want you to try this. If there's a man in your past or a woman that's hurt you, whether it was a boyfriend, whether it was a traumatic event, whether it was a marriage, maybe it was just one situation where somebody hurt you, I want you to go back to that time and I want you to freeze frame it. Like pretend in your imagination, go back to that time. Maybe you saw the guy, maybe you're in school, right? And it was a high school boyfriend that like cheated on you. And you're going to go back in time and you're going to imagine the first time that somebody says, hey, so-and-so likes you, or he comes up and asks for your number, or he wants your Snapchat if you're younger. If there was no phones back then, like me, it was just somebody word of mouth or maybe writing a note in class. That was like my favorite. I used to love to write notes with my boyfriend in high school. But what I would recommend you guys do is if that person really hurt you and you don't want that memory anymore, what you can do is you can imagine a different guy or girl asking you out. Maybe somebody that was really honorable and a really good person in high school, but maybe you just didn't know it back then and they kind of slid under the radar. Or create a brand new character in your head. Maybe create your current spouse and pretend like they're in high school with you. And imagine them being the one asking for your number, asking to take you out, and that revises your past. It switches the character, in your movie. And when you do this, you kind of dissolve the past and you're choosing a different timeline. And then all the pain and the hurt that comes from that timeline kind of melts away. And it's not so loud in your nervous system, because now when your mind thinks about that scenario, you're immediately going to your spouse or the person that you replaced him with or her with. I've been doing this a lot lately. I've also been going in and freeze framing any kind of scenario where I'm outside of myself looking for love, whether it's flirting with somebody, whether it's dating somebody I shouldn't have been dating. I freeze frame the picture and I grab myself by the hand and I say, hey, you don't need to get love here. I'm going to remove you from the situation. We're going to unsend that text message. We're going to not get in the guy's car. We are not going to talk about our friends. We're not going to, tell their secrets to anybody else. You're reversing anything that you've done from the past and changing it. You're then picturing yourself, not sending the message and just putting your phone down and watching TV instead. or you're literally taking your younger self by the hand and you're removing them from that freeze frame from that movie. So I want you to do this with all situations from your past. Maybe do 2 a day, 1 a day, and just each day this week, pick one scenario from your past where you weren't happy with your choice that you made, or you weren't happy with how somebody else treated you. I did this with trauma. I did this with abuse. I worked on it with my mentor. We've been revising so much of my past because I've had a lot of situations where I think about my past and I think about that moment. And now when I think about that moment, it didn't happen. I have memories now of my parents like being in so much love together that my dad would bring my mom flowers every night. And my dad would come up to my bedroom and sit on the end of my bed and do my homework with me and ask me if I needed help studying, and was like, "It's okay, babe, if you got a C on that test, you'll be better tomorrow." Instead of what really happened to me, which I got in huge trouble if I got like a B or a C. And I was terrified and my hands were shaking having to tell, my parents. And my dad was never home. So it was always me looking for my dad's love because he was so loving, and he was never home. He was always at work. So I've revised my past now where my dad was always home. He was always helping me with my homework. He was always comforting me. He was always being fair with all of us kids. And that's what this is all about. You're going back in time to your younger self and you're making it a different story. Because if your first memory that you can think of in the present now moment is of the new scenario, you're no longer holding the pain of what your reality really was. So we can revise our past to create a new outcome. So what that essentially is doing for your future is you're going to be able to call in more money, more opportunities, a better partner, or your first partner that you're really going to settle down with, I should say, your final end game partner, because you're no longer holding anything extra. You have space now, right? So let's pull some more cards and see what else there is to say about that. If you guys want to learn more about that too, Hedley Dorenzi, she's one of my friends. She has her own YouTube channel. She specializes in this. She initially started teaching it. She learned it. She kind of created it on her own from Neville Goddard's teaching. She also teaches the I Am method. So make sure you go watch her channel. She's amazing. Her teachings have helped me so much. And then my mentor has similar teachings in that way where she does it. She comes from like a different approach. She uses like angels and guides. But we are always working on our nervous system to release the past, to change the story, and to be open to new. Okay, interesting. 2 of Swords. This is somebody that's not willing to see it. They're not willing to do the work. They're also maybe not able to see what's next. Spirit has them all tied up and it's saying, hey, if you feel stuck right now, if you feel like you're looping, you might be being guided to loop because you have to resolve this past before you can move forward. You have to let go of the anger. You have to not be scared of the past repeating itself. And I just was thinking before this card popped out, we got the Knight of Pentacles, who's a very slow moving knight. He loves you. He's creating money for you and your family, but he's very slow moving. He has these traumas too. He's been holding on to the past. He's maybe holding on to some regrets that he couldn't see his divine feminine. He couldn't see her greatness. And that's mostly because she didn't see it. So when you finally take the blindfold off and look at your past and see how amazing you are and shift and actually do the revision, you're going to come into that marriage with that person that's also done the same thing. He is now seeing you. Look at where his eyes are facing. He's looking at her and maybe she can't quite see yet. So the masks, the egos are dissolving and the masks are coming off. And I think I just saw, I saw the sun at the bottom of the deck. So we'll see if that comes back out. I just put it in the middle of the deck. The sun is the divine masculine, if you guys did not know that. Wow, the Hermit. So the divine masculine, or a man in your life, or a woman, if it's a man watching this, there's a woman in your life and they are hermiting right now. They're going within and they're listening to what their heart is calling them to do. Look at the bright light around her heart. It's like exuding from her body. For some reason, my guides are saying it's actually coming from her heart. She's seeing life in a whole new way, or he is. This is a spiritual awakening card for me. It's somebody being shown the light in the darkness. In the middle of the night, she's called to go up to this cave, to this rock, and just sit there and take in the stillness of the night. Also could mean that they're manifesting you. Maybe this is them manifesting you in the middle of the night or before they go to bed. Ace of Pentacles. God is giving you a brand new pentacle to grow with. A seed to plant that is going to turn into such a beautiful relationship, career, a shit ton of money. I was watching this one coach. He was just like, anybody that calls money abundance has a fear of money. Why don't they just say they want a shit ton of money? I was like, I call it abundance all the time, but I want a shit ton of money and I'm not scared to say it. And I already have a shit ton of money. So that's like that. It's so funny how certain people are so fixated on words. And if we look at that and just say, nope, that's not me. If you're not affected by it, then it's not meant for you. Right. And if other people are having a judgment on how somebody uses a word, that's in their body, that's in their nervous system. So it's like, how can we all just allow ourselves to say whatever we want to say, whether we call it abundance or a shit ton of money? We're not scared of it. And Spirit is saying, we did start this reading with a money card. Spirit is saying, do not be scared of a shit ton of money. You are revising the past because sexual trauma, emotional trauma, neglect, they all block your ability to receive money, a shit ton of money, because it's worthiness. If you're not asking for help in your life and you're not asking for more money, you're not going to receive it because a little part of you feels guilty or shame in your solar plexus, in your sacral chakra, because you don't feel, and that was just confirmation when my neighbor just dropped something upstairs, you don't feel worthy of receiving it. And maybe you've always been in this energy of lack, and this is what this energy feels like for me, the Seven of Swords. This is kind of like deception and lies. But to me, I see this as somebody that's not feeling worthy of receiving money. So they think they always have to like get it in a kind of like a weasel type way. And you don't. You're allowed to just receive it from thin air. These feathers can literally fall from the air and you're worthy of getting them. You do not have to work hard for anything in life. And look at the bottom of the deck. You don't have to work hard for love. You can be brought roses out of the blue from a man that loves you so much, and you're allowed to receive it. So welcome it in. Don't stay in the mediocre type of environment because you don't think you're worthy. And working through your past traumas will remove that extra weight. It's like a weighted vest I just saw somebody taking off a weighted vest and being like, oh, like I can date somebody like this. Like this can be this easy. I can be married to somebody that we just have so much fun and we have like a miracle mindset together and we go off and inspire the world with our gifts, or we have a very peaceful and content home life together. Maybe it's on a farm, growing your own food, sharing it with the community. Maybe you're a healer and you two are both going to be out healing people. And nobody really heals people, but they do offer the space for other people to heal themselves. And I believe some people have a magical touch. And Knight of Wands, wow. Look at these two coming out back to back. Knight of Cups, Knight of Wands. This is beautiful. And normally the Knight is a guy in most of the tarot cards. So I love that this deck does not follow the rules and kind of breaks its own mold. But look at the horses in both cards. Both horses are amped and ready to go. One's white and one's black. That's the yin yang, the perfect match. She is fiery, ready. And look, there's 4 wands in this card too. So that's also symbolic of 1111, the twin flame energy. So she is fiery, she is passionate, she dances to the beat of her own drum. And he is witnessing her and he's like, I want to be in her energy. I want to be around her music. I just heard somebody's going to be creating a picnic with music. Maybe they're going to write a song for you. Maybe they're going to write you a letter. You can see there's a letter on the picnic blanket. He's got a hat. I just feel guided to say that. Oh, look at the tattoo on his arm. He's got a heart. So he's a hat. So somebody could be coming towards you that wears hats, whether it's this type of hat or a baseball hat. But the masks are coming off. The hoods are coming off. He's finally showing his face. And she is just going to feel like this when he arrives. Okay, let's do the Tree of Magic, which I said I was going to do earlier, but then I got sidetracked. This is one of my favorite new decks that I got. It teaches us about all the different trees. We have eucalyptus and the palm tree. Palm tree is success. The tree of paradise bears the fruit of eternal wisdom and light, but it is hidden. So difficult to find. Interesting. Palm tree. So somebody, this could be California or Florida. So your person could be living in Florida or living in California. Then we have the eucalyptus tree, number 19, love revealed. Wow. I'm telling you, this is all connected. The success was hidden in number 18, the palm tree. Somebody's revealing themselves. They're taking the hood off. They're taking the blindfold off. And love revealed. The arms of love draw closer to you. In ambition, you love grows into what is visible and tangible. And look, there's a cute little koala in the tree. So love is revealing itself through you, I just heard. We are all source energy. We have love within us. And now we're being called to be with people so that we can exude that love out into the world. And we can teach the world what true love really is through these divine connections. They have similar energy. They're both fiery and passionate about life, about their path, about their mission. They're grateful. They have a miracle mindset. And it's because one of you or both of you has done the work to clear your past. You revised your past and opened the door for this to come in. Okay, let's do spirit animal wisdom. This is what it looks like. I love this deck. It's one of my first, I think it was in my top 5 first decks that I ever got. Spirit just said that somebody has limiting beliefs around this connection, and they want you to sit down and like think about, when you think about this person, this dream guy or girl coming into your reality, what's the first thoughts of questioning and that come into your head? Is it, oh, I don't want them to see my house the way it looks. I don't want them to see my body. I don't want them to see my bank account. I don't want them to see that I'm not aligned with my work yet. I need you to write those down, and we need to erase them and plant a new seed and say, what if you're not on your mission yet because they're a part of it and you need them? They're a key that unlocks the door, right? So what if you need to not be in a certain mission to meet them because that opens up space? So that dissolves that belief. Now you're like, okay, cool. I don't have to put pressure on myself to find my mission because they might be it. And then the second piece is, what about your body? Wouldn't you rather meet somebody where your body isn't perfect? Because now they're going to love you for you and not for what your perfect body would look like. So we dissolve that one. Then we say the bank account. We meet somebody and maybe they see us at our lowest, where we're feeling like we're working on our money blocks, and then they watch you build your abundance. That's going to feel so good to know that they were with you even when you didn't have it, and they're still with you now when you do have it. So there's a beauty in finding somebody when you're not perfect. So you have to first accept yourself in this energy, knowing that everything always works out for me. I'm going to be fine. Everything is happening for a certain reason, and I'm trusting it. You know, if you were meant to have the abundance before they arrive, then it would be here. If you were meant to have the perfect body, you would have it already. But there's lessons that you're needing to learn, just like that wheel of life, all the different areas of that wheel, your health, wealth, success, relationships, we have to get them in order, but sometimes they're the key. They add a little momentum to that wheel and they help it turn. Wow. Divine feminines are rising. We have the honeybee card. I had that in my hand the whole time and I didn't even look at it. You are being called to rise. I don't know if you guys know this, but the way the masculine and feminine come together is very magical. Sometimes it's the masculine doing his mission and the feminine sees him and makes herself known. And she's like, I want him. I choose him. And it's almost like a bee choosing the flower, right? It could also mean the feminine is in her mission and the masculine sees her as the flower. She's fully bloomed and he's coming in to kind of pollinate. He's coming in to choose which flower, right? So it can go both ways, and it's obviously can be same sex too. But one person usually sees another in their mission and they're like, that's it. Who the heck is that? I need to have them. I need to know them. And that's the divine feminine is rising into her mission. And maybe the masculine is doing the same thing. And that's when you guys find each other. Okay. The banging upstairs is starting to get bonkers. So this is how the I am method works. So what you say is, I am my neighbors upstairs and I'm leaving to go out somewhere to go shopping. I am my neighbors upstairs and I'm leaving to go out somewhere for the rest of the day. I am my neighbors and I'm leaving to go out somewhere for the rest of the day. And you just kind of manifest people kind of moving away from you. Yeah. And it's not manipulation. You're literally just seeing if a new timeline can be hopped, if you can shift your reality. I do this all the time. If I'm in the gym and I feel uncomfortable, or if I'm somewhere and I feel unsafe around somebody, I say, I am the man in the red shirt and I'm leaving. I am the man in the red shirt and I'm leaving. And it's wild how it works. So the vulture card comes in and it cleans up any mess. So this could be any debt and any financial problems, your health. There's a reason why you're going through the breakdown that you're going through is because there needs to be a cleaning up. We're moving into that 5D energy where there's no karma. You're in a new light body. You cannot be eating the same foods that you used to eat. You can't live the same way. You have to filter your water. You have to be sweating every single day. It's cleaning up the mess of our old way of living. And this is on a global scale too. I just heard this could be our financial system switching and changing. And I forgot to mention why I grabbed this deck, but this is Kim Kranz's spirit animal, the wild unknown. We have the lizard. This is my card for July. So I pull a spirit animal card for every month of the year for me and my clients and whoever wants to purchase it. Reach out to me if you guys want one. It's on my website. It's only $44, but the lizard is psychic. The lizard senses. It knows when things are shifting. It can feel the weather. It can feel the environment. And its skin changes and it sheds its skin too. Two of my neighbors have a bearded dragon and they always bring him out to play. His name's Tater Tot. And then my other neighbors just got one. I don't know what they named him. But Tater Tot always comes out to play and he's always, every time I see him, I swear his skin is shedding. It's crazy. But it's also kind of like, symbolic. Somebody is shedding their skin. They're stepping into a brand new life. And it could be using your spiritual gifts in a way that you have not before. So this is a psychic card. Somebody has clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizant, clairsentient, like you have some sort of gift that you haven't been using and it's going to be coming out this week. Okay, let's end with Ever Unfolding Heart. We're going to finish out this reading. We have the dolphin, and it's funny. I saw the dolphin at the, I think I showed it to you guys too. It's still there. And I was thinking about grabbing it, but I didn't. So I guess the spirit is saying, yeah, we're going to bring it out in a different deck if you don't listen to us. It says, you are a healer. You are here to help the planet. It is crucial for you to be in your joy as often as you can. Your light heals. Okay, so final message, you are a healer. It's time to spread your light. We need your psychic abilities. We need your healing energy. When you raise your vibration, just you being in your own energy field, feeling good, you're impacting like 700,000 people just by vibrating at a higher frequency because you're showing other people what's possible. They can rise to you. They can feel good. They can think differently. They can think new thoughts. And for some of us, well, for all of us, it's really easy. Like you just get to be yourself. You get paid to be you, just to raise your vibration and influence others. Sign me up, right? That is my mission work. I always used to say, I am so excited to get paid to be me. And that's what I do now. I literally get paid for giving people advice. Some clients pay me just to help them write a text message to a family member that they're struggling with and they need it to be in a loving and compassionate way. And I teach them how to communicate their needs. I teach them how to come from compassion first, to not blame, to not shame, to not make them wrong. And when you use your words, they are spells. So we have to learn from other people who've done the work, and we're now seeing, oh wow, you're right, that sentence, I can see how that would make that person get on the defense. So it's almost like looking at the sentences and seeing like, how would somebody's ego receive this, and how can we reach beyond the ego and reach the soul? The soul will feel love, the soul will see right through the ego. So we want to reach everybody's soul. We want to bypass their ego and allow them to feel loved, understood, seen, validated. And if it's somebody that's affecting you in a negative way, we still do it because that person needs it more because they've never experienced unconditional love. And we get to be the teacher of that. So we do not have a tantrum back at them. When somebody's coming at us, we don't fight back because that's not what God would do. That's not why you're doing this work. That's not why you're here watching this reading. You're learning how to rise above the low vibration and see beyond their ego and reach their soul. Okay, so final message, you're a healer. Your vibration affects others, and how you speak is really determining your reality. So if you need help, book a session with me. I do one-on-ones, I do readings, I also do group coaching, I do inner alchemy, which is 6 weeks. I'd be happy to work with you. So click the link in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next week's video. Have a wonderful week and keep me posted if anything amazing happens. Expect magic. Your mantra for this week, something magical and marvelous is happening to me right now. Something magical and marvelous is happening to me right now. On repeat for the next 24 hours. Do it. All right, see you guys.